Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome for this live streamed topic all about account management to complement, hopefully, what you've downloaded being a tool for having a kick-ass account management bit of information around account management. The first question any business owner, salesperson, account manager, or likewise sales director needs to get clear on is why would you bother with account management? First things first. Account management needs to be proactive, which is something I'm going to delve into in just one moment. But the thing to get clear about is depending on the sector you're in, typically return on investment hour for hour, you will likely get a 5 to 20 times payback off your time by developing and investing in existing accounts or clients as opposed to going and prospecting for new. Now, we should know after 18 years that going after new clients or new geographies or new territories or new industries is a great way to grow your sales and likewise grow your profits. But the fact remains is we are far more likely to grow existing relationships that we've already got in place. So this is about us investing proactively into our future. This is about us investing with a high return on investment. And in a moment, I'm going to talk about some of the challenges most account managers have, and likewise, a lot of the frustrations most sales managers, sales directors, or business owners have when it comes to account management in your team. The other reason why we need to do this is that typically when we're coaching and training businesses around the world, their responsible and key goals are about long-term success. It's not about making sales today. It's not about making sales this month. It's about making sales this quarter, this year, this decade. And account management is a proven strategy, therefore, for building long-term. So the next aspect we need to be clear on is really being clear about moving it forward. Now, I've just had a message coming through. I just want to double check that everything is working fine. Excellent. Okay, so the next comment to make is why account management. Now, I used to work at Procter & Gamble. In fact, they spent about $250,000 on my sales training in the first couple of years of me being there. And one of the strategies that people like Unilever, Mars, Colgate-Palmolive, Procter & Gamble, even Coca-Cola for that matter, employ as part of their long-term strategic marketing strategy is the constant investment into their ongoing relationships. In fact, they're 40 or 50 years into the development. And if you want to know what the end game looks like with someone like a Procter & Gamble or Unilever, is that they have teams within Walmart's head office looking at strategies for growing the different categories they're responsible for. People like Unilever and Procter & Gamble, very good in shampoos and floor cleaners and soap powders and things like that. And they strategize alongside their client, be it Walmart, in order to grow the laundry category, in order to grow the shampoo industry. Now, that's where it ends up after 40 or 50 years. This, put simply, is a proven strategy, proven by billion-dollar companies around the world to get a great return on investment of your team. So now let's get clear about what it is and where the frustrations start to come in, because I really want people to address that right now. And if they get stuck, they're welcome to reach out to us for help. One of the biggest mistakes made is that most account managers or territory managers are not proactive enough. What I mean by that is they are typically very good at the reactive customer service side of account management, as opposed to the strategic planning and organizing and proactive nature of account management. Meaning, if their customer texts them on a Friday night at midnight, they respond quickly. If the customer reaches out to them and says, hey, by the way, I've got a challenge right now, they'll respond. In fact, one of the most common mistakes made by territory managers or account managers is simply that they're too responsive. And actually, some of the time, the customer grows, but then they grow only with the account manager. So all of a sudden, you've got an account manager who's meant to be a proactive territory or account manager. On top of that, they're also being a customer service representative. And on top of that, they might even be the delivery person. In fact, a lot of times in Australia and New Zealand, I've had to caution people and say, even though you could drive past their workshop or past their house on the way home, does not mean you become the courier driver. So quite commonly, a salesperson thinks, oh, my job is to be as responsive as possible to my customers. And I'm not dismissing the value of creating the wow factor in your customer service. In fact, that's one of my favorite topics to speak on at conference. But what I am saying is, innately, it is a planned, strategic, proactive job. It is about how we treat our customers after they've bought our product or service, or how we treat our customers between their orders. Essentially, how much love, care, and intention we invest into them with a long-term strategy or goal of achieving long-term return on investment. Now, in a moment, I want to give you some practical tools to go back to the download this week that we've shared with people around the Kickass account management plan, so that you've got this checklist to say, have me and my team got this right? Because gathering information, we know the expression knowledge is power. It absolutely is in the wonderful world of business and certainly in territory management. Great to have some comments coming in from Joe and Bradley, appreciating that. So let's just kick into one of the other areas we've got to get right. This is interesting. We just did a global survey of B2B salespeople. And the feedback we got back didn't surprise us, is that 8.5 out of 10 salespeople or account managers, they do know how to rank their customers. Now, we've seen many times people say to us around the world, I remember coaching someone in Winnipeg, Canada, and we said, how good are you at ranking your customers? They said, oh, I'm amazing. And we said, how do you rank your customers? And the only comment they made was, I just rank them on what they spent last year. Now, I'm not negating the fact that that is a useful topic to rank someone on. My comment is, it's not the only criteria you can rank someone on, especially if you're thinking longer term. But then, despite the fact that 85% of the people who responded to our global survey last month said, yes, I know how to rank our customers, the fact was when it comes to actually implementing the plan and following a call cycle, not even 45% of salespeople or account managers follow a call cycle that is aligned to their long-term strategy or purpose, meaning they are ill-disciplined, they don't have structure, and they're not so good around the time management. Why? Because a lot of salespeople have the mindset and attitude that it is all about being responsive, being customer service, doing what is reactive to your customer. And that is a great job if you're focused on inbound sales or customer service. But if you're partly an account manager, or you're a full-time account manager, or worse still, you're a full-time key account manager, you've got to be strategic with your time. There's times to respond and there's times to lead. So the ranking is something people have got to get right on the right criteria, as is the need to make sure you follow that ranking when you build up your call cycle. Now, another frustration, and this is something we wanted to give away in particular this month because we think people need some help with it, and I'm going to share this on the screen, is what we refer to as our Kickass account management plan. It should be in front of you right now. I'm just going to touch on a couple of the areas we see missing when I look into someone's database. Now, a lot of people ask me, I typically get asked once every 2, maybe 4 weeks, what CRM should I use? And my comment is always, it doesn't matter what software you use. It matters whether your team are disciplined to use it. It doesn't matter what amazing fields you've got and diagnostics you can run and analysis you can run, and whether you can automate that or use artificial intelligence to analyze your customers if you're not using it. So a lot of people say to me, well, does that mean I just should use an Excel spreadsheet? Well, yes, if you've only got 100 accounts to look after and you're not very disciplined, why would you spend money buying a software that you're not going to use anyway? And when we say use it, at the very least, recording all the key information about that account. Why? Because this is where a conflict comes in from sales managers and business owners versus their sales team. Sales teams love to feel needed. Account managers naturally want to be important. They love hearing their customers saying, oh, by the way, I wouldn't be working with your business if it wasn't for you, or you just get me, you just understand me. Now, unfortunately, and this is something we focus on more in key account management when we're coaching and training people, for you to be the sales hero, being the be-all and end-all for your business when it comes to looking after an account, I'm sorry, that is not proactive, and that ultimately isn't even proper account management. Proper account management means if you, and I don't like the expression, if you fall under a bus or get hit by a bus, I hate that expression. I used to work in London. I've seen a lot of buses and I've seen people hit by them. So I don't like that expression because I'm a bit of an empath on that side. What I want to say is for you to take planned holidays, for you to take a month off, your team needs access to this information, not you as a sales rep. And if you're the business owner, all of your team needs to adopt this philosophy. Now, the business rating I talked about there at number 6, obviously one area that I'm a massive fan of thinking about culture and values is what gets them out of bed in the morning. What is their culture all about? And if you're a really good account manager, you should be able to summarize that into your database or CRM so that your team understands the philosophy of the business they're serving. Likewise, target spend. Stephen Covey talked about this. Start with the end in mind. It's something we're obsessive about when we teach people how to close without discounting. You've got to have a clear objective for every call, every meeting, every presentation. Well, what about your goal for target spend for this customer this next 12 months? What about 24 months ahead? What about 36 months ahead? You've got to start with the end in mind, because once you see there's growth in this account, the chances are you'll start to invest time, money, and effort into developing this relationship because you understand the objective. So it's really important to keep in mind. Another areas we've touched on for point 4 there, a lot of the time it's us serving the account, but we forget the fact that they are competitive. They've got opposition, they've got challenges, they've got worries. And so therefore understanding their competitors is a useful thing to do. Likewise, obviously, everyone understands, put in the contact details, have a backup account, personal account contact to go after. But often people don't think about, well, who's their manager and who's their subordinate? Where do they sit in the ecosystem of this business? What we also don't ask ourselves, because often wishful thinking means we ignore the fact that they've got alternative suppliers to you, is that we don't ask them, what is their actual relationship with your opposition as the account manager? What is their relationship between your business and another potential supplier or another existing supplier? They might have gone to school together. They might be cousins-in-law. Who knows what it is? But we do need to give some thought to those ones. Likewise, we need to be thinking about what is their critical buying criteria? Not because we're trying to be paranoid about it, but because we need to know this stuff. There's no good having an account manager being the sales hero, being the only one that knows this stuff. This is key information that should be owned by your business, not by each account manager. Yes, we want the account managers to take ownership. Yes, we want to take responsibility and pride with their clients. But this information is critical information. The decision-making authority I absolutely love, because time and time again, if I interview and spend time with account managers around the world and I say, what authority has that person got? They say, oh, they can make decisions. Great. What size of decisions? $1,000 decision or $1 million decision? And can they make the decision by themselves, or has it got to go to their higher up echelons of their organization or to their board? The fact remains here is there's so much information that should go into the CRM. And then we need to use that information to start to strategize the next 12, 24, or 36 months in order for us to develop our business moving forward. Now, the reality for me is this is a massive topic. It is, as you can probably expect for listening to me right now, a huge area of opportunity, a huge area of focus for me, and one we love to really coach people and develop them in. So if this has been useful for you, please carry this right across your organization and right across your team. And likewise, if you get stuck and you want to work with someone who's an expert in this area, then do reach out to us. We're launching our Sales Mastery Academy in the next few weeks, and we can't wait to coach businesses to really grow and maximize those existing accounts and those existing key accounts. This is a fun area of sales. It is a fun area of marketing strategy or even business strategy implementation. The thing for me, more than anything else, is always take action on what I've said. Walk away with 2 or 3 things you can do. As I said, reach out to myself or our team members if you're wanting extra help in this area, but invest into those relationships and you'll make more money in less time and with way more enjoyment. I've been Ambrose Blowfield. We are the Sales Mastery Company. And as always, take action. Hello there, Ambrose here again to say thank you for watching this video. As always, I want to implore you to take action and to share the lessons you've learned. Meanwhile, something you could do to help us in our mission to help countless and thousands of small to medium family businesses the world over to be more prosperous, be more confident, and have a greater impact in the causes they support. And that is, of course, comment, like, and subscribe to this YouTube channel and to all of our other videos. And as always, be generous and share this with others. Take action today.